Unless you've been living under a rock, you have seen the viral AI videos that have flooded TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. I'm talking about viral Yeti blogs, history evolutions, Bible vlogs, and even Stormtrooper vlogs. Here's one of a Bigfoot and his friend Yeti trying KFC for the first time.
Let's see if this chicken lives up to the hype.
Bro, this chicken gonna bless my soul.
In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can start making vlogs and videos like this. But first, I want to ask you, why would you even want to do that? Well, the reason is because this is the latest hype and trend in video AI. And a lot of individuals are creating channels on YouTube and TikTok accounts and actually making money with this. So how can you make money with this? As you know, YouTube will pay creators for long form views. So for example, this guy Yeti Boy Fred, his channel is monetized. So recently YouTube said that they will stop monetizing low effort sloppy AI content. However, if it's done tastefully and the creator put time into it and they added a voice to it, then that should not be an issue because this guy is still monetized, as I can see. Right? The other way you could get monetized is through the TikTok creativity program. Okay, so the TikTok creativity program, it's actually in a few select countries. So here's the full list: US, UK, Germany, Japan, South Korea, France, and Brazil, and hopefully more countries coming soon. If you're not in one of these countries, you could use a VPN to try to bypass. You didn't hear it from me. But what happens is they used to pay very low. They used to pay 2 to 4 cents per 1,000 views, but now you can see they pay 50 cents to $5 per 1,000 views. And that's really interesting. $5 sounds a little bit high, but if you take the low end, which is 50 cents, and we could look at something like this channel, Holy Vlogs, and this is really interesting. So they have this video with 1.6 million, 3 million, 1.5 million, but they have this massive banger with 30.6 million. Okay, you can check it out at Holy Vlogs on TikTok. And this is the video of Moses going to the Pharaoh and asking to let his people go. And now they're running away. And now they're walking through the parted Red Sea. It's insane. Okay, so you could see how many views it had, 30.6. So to do quick napkin math, right? The TikTok creativity program pays out per 1,000 views, right? Per 1,000 views. So we have here 30.6 million. So we have 30,600,000. Okay. We divide that by 1,000 because it's per 1,000 views. Okay. So this gives us 30,600 kind of monetizable units of 1,000 views, right? And then let's say we take the lower end, which is 50 cents. Okay. So I always like to be conservative. So times 0.5. So this one video, this one single video netted them $15,300 from the creativity program. So yeah, and he has, of course, that's the biggest one, but he has a few other ones. So there's 1.5 million, 2.9 million. So I did some math and it's about, on this channel alone, he has about 70 million views. 70 million views divided by 1,000, right? So that's 70,000 times, let's say, 0.5 cents. He's made at least 35,000 just from these, like what, 20 videos? Okay. So that's how you can also monetize this. As a creative agency, as a business, there's just no end. I'm seeing like legit commercials now with Yetis and Bigfoot and other things. It's just going to be unimaginable, and aliens and amazing history transformations. It's really, there's no ceiling and end to it. So how are these done? Well, there's a few different ways that you could do this. So the most popular right now is the software called Veo 3. It's actually from Google. So if you Google Veo 3, you can see different links. So we want this one that says Gemini.Google. Okay, but before we go there, let me just show you how it looks like. And their website is just absolutely gorgeous, right? So you could see the kind of videos you can make. So this is all AI, all kind of artificially created videos. So there's really It's limitless possibilities with this. However, it does come with a pretty steep cost, which we'll talk about soon. So if you go to the Google site, or if you go to VO3 and then you go to try in Gemini, okay, you are going to see this pricing kind of breakdown. So it's $19.99 per month, which is free for the first month. Or you could do the AI Ultra, which is their kind of preferred tier, at 125 per for the first 3 months per month, and 250 there on. If you compare this to making actual videos the way you used to have to do, with a creative team, with talent, with production, which costs tens of thousands of dollars, then 250 per month is actually a steal. But I understand that it's not for everybody, so I only recommend this if you are really kind of getting traction, that it makes sense to switch to this. So you absolutely could start with this tier, do it free for a month, and then pay $19.99, and then eventually move to this one. The major difference is how many credits you get. Okay, how many credits you get. So here you have, let's say, X amount of credits, and here you'll get 10x amount of credits to create X amount of videos, right? Now, the other option is to open this in Flow, and that's actually where we will eventually end up, because Flow is where it's this kind of Google ecosystem where you can create the actual videos, right? So either way, even in Flow, you'll still have to subscribe to it, which that brings you back to this $19.99 per month. So let's go ahead with that. So I started the free 30-day trial, and now it's asking me to go to Flow. And here I can create a new project. So I'm going to create new project. Okay, so now I have a couple choices down here. I can do text to video or frames to video. So frames to video would be if I have an image already existing, and then I can make a video from that image. And text to video is obviously the prompt going to the video, okay? And then I can do VO3 fast, or VO2 fast, or VO3 quality, or VO2 quality. So from what I understand, if you choose quality, it will eat up your credits even faster. Okay, so we'll stick to VO3 fast. We don't want VO2 because that's the previous version, and it doesn't do audio, as you can see, but VO3, we can choose the fast one. And here you could see that I have 1,000 credits, which is my free trial, and per month is what I get, is 1,000 credits. But how many videos can I actually make with these 1,000 credits? So I Googled it, and you can actually, so with VO3 fast, I need 20 credits per generation. And if I had VO3 quality, then that's 100 credits. So if I choose quality, I can only make 10 videos, right? 10 videos. And by videos, we're talking about just this 8-second clip, right? If you want a 1-minute video, well, you have to have a bunch of those clips together. So then that's actually multiplied by whatever number, right? But with fast, we can get 50 clips. Okay, so now what are we actually going to put into this prompt box? So before we put anything, we don't actually want to create the prompt in here in VO3, right? In Flow. What we want to do is instead go to ChatGPT and create the prompt here. So before we create the video, first we're going to go to ChatGPT and create a pre-prompt, what I call a pre-prompt, which is going to get us the actual prompt for the video. So I made it super simple. Create a video prompt for VO3 for a Stormtrooper vlog. Create an 8-second video clip. Make it funny. And you Star Wars fans out there, including myself, will correct me, and because it's spelled Stormtrooper spelled together. Okay, so this is super simple. I'm telling it to create a prompt for VO3, and let's hit go. And they're 8-second clips for VO3. So here's ChatGPT writing me a prompt, right? POV selfie vlog from a stormtrooper in full armor holding a shaky handheld camera. He's in mid-sentence. Okay, cool. So I'm going to copy everything here except for the quotes. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy this and put it into my Flow. Okay, so again, we're going to do text to video, and then we're going to do VO3 fast. And in the settings, outputs per prompt, I'm just going to do 1 so it doesn't eat my credits too fast. Okay, especially if I'm doing VO3 quality, I just want that one. And then I'm gonna hit go. And now it's gonna generate. Now, while this is generating, I'm gonna go back to ChatGPT and I'm gonna try something a little bit different. So they say your output with AI is just as good as the prompt is, right? So whether it's an image, whether it's an audio file, or it's a video, is just as good as your input. So before we had a very simple, hey, create this vlog. But how about if we have something more advanced? So for this, I'm gonna copy and paste a more advanced kind of pre-prompt asking for a prompt. And I borrowed this from Sebastian Jeffries, who's an awesome AI creator. And so this is more elaborate. You can see, write a short prompt for a Stormtrooper vlog. It should feel like a selfie style video that captures a chaotic or funny moment in Stormtrooper's day. Keep the tone casual and cinematic. Guidelines: should wear his helmet, should describe a short sentence, make you feel like something went wrong, and create a new prompt for blah 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 blah, like for example blasters jammed, etc. Okay, so we're going to try with this kind of different, more informative prompt, more advanced prompt. Okay, so I'm going to create them side by side. So let's see this. Now, VO3 has notoriously bad captions. There's probably a setting somewhere to do without captions, but anyways, let's see what it came up with.
Three on patrol.
Okay.
Day 3 on patrol.
That's it. So that was very basic and kind of underwhelming, I feel, which is fine. That's kind of how things go with AI. So you can see it's an 8-second clip. So now I could kind of describe the next scene of the video and the next scene and the next scene, okay, and then put them together in like a 1-minute video. So I could do it scene by scene, or I could rework this scene and try to fix it. Okay, so I could give it instructions. For example, make him move or make him do something. Or I want to try with this actual other prompt, which we actually just got. So now that we have ChatGPT give us this kind of better prompt, what I consider a better prompt, let's copy that and drop that into our flow. So my second video has finished, and just to quickly show you if my face is not blocking this, you can see I went down now to 960 credits. So these two videos took 20 credits each for a total of 40. So let's see this new one.
Okay, turns out the door wasn't locked.
Turns out the door
my
wasn't
lunch,
locked.
and I think
That's
it
my
has a thermal
lunch.
detonator.
And I think it has a thermal
Okay, turns
detonator.
out the door wasn't locked.
It's pretty good. It's actually pretty
That's
good.
my lunch, and I think it has a thermal detonator.
I don't know if you could hear it. Yeah, so that's much better. So now you see how the prompt, even though this was in length, what it came out with was much shorter kind of than I feel the original, or not much shorter, but a little shorter, but the quality of it is much, much better, where this one was just static. He's standing, day 3 on patrol, and we don't know what's happening, right? This one was much better. So now what I want to do is take this clip, this 8-second clip, and build on it, because I want to build a 1-minute video. Because, for example, TikTok monetizes with the creativity program only videos that are 1 minute and more, right? So you want a little bit longer than that, just one clip. So what we could do is actually click this add to scene, and this will take us to the scene builder. So I'm going to go ahead and do that of the clip that I prefer, which is the second one. Okay, so now it's in scene builder. So now I can do next. We can either go jump to or extend. Now, from what I hear, extend, which is just going to be a continuation, could be a little wonky. Okay, and jump to means a kind of different scene, jumping to a different kind of scene. Okay, so let's try both. I'll try extend. So now I have to kind of type, which is amazing, right? Like I just literally say what happens next. Okay, next. So I put elevator door opens and Darth Vader comes in and chokes the Stormtrooper. So let's see that. Okay, it's asking me to switch to a VO2 model. Okay, let's try that. Okay, let's see how this looks like.
Hey, turns out the door wasn't locked. That's my lunch, and I think it has a thermal detonator.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That was
Turns out the
super
door wasn't locked.
smooth. I'm actually impressed. So because I had to switch models, for some reason the extend wasn't feature wasn't available in the Veo 3 model, but how smooth was that transition between this clip and this clip? Wow, it was just incredible. And I think if I just work on it, if I was posting this to a channel, obviously I would work on this a little longer. But how VO3 knows who Darth Vader is and that he's choking him telepathically or whatever. And that was pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. Okay, let's try jump two. And then the scene jumps to, okay, let's get a little creative. Okay, so for this, I wanted to jump to a scene where Darth Vader tells Princess Leia this time that he is her father. Okay, and I wanted with audio, so I wanted with VO3 fast. Okay, with VO3 fast. And if it tells me can't, I'm gonna switch to quality. So let's say, and that's gonna eat up 100 of my credits, right? So it's gonna go from 950 to 850, but YOLO, right? Okay, so for some reason that prompt did not want to generate that next video about Darth Vader and Princess Leia. It could be a copyright thing, it could be something else, but I tried it twice and it didn't. But what's that saying? Improvise, adapt, overcome, something like that. So instead, I put the next scene. So the first scene is Darth Vader choking out the stormtrooper, right? And then the second scene is stormtroopers partying in a nightclub. So let's see how that came out. So there's a beautiful continuation, right? Very smooth. And then he's dancing with Darth Vader. That's so hilarious. Okay. So that is how these videos are made. You make them by 8-second clips or 5-second clips, depending on the software. And then you throw them into your editing software, which could be CapCut, which is free, or Final Cut, or something else, right? So, for example, I use Descript. It's pretty cool because I can do text editing, but I also use Final Cut. So, yeah, you could put them together with captions or whatever you want. But that is how it's made. And this one, Pro generation cost me 100 credits. As you can see, I'm down to 850. So that is pretty pricey. You make 10 of those and you're done for the month, right? So that's why there's this higher package. Now, this is a perfect segue to show you some alternatives, because VO3, while one of the best, but it's definitely the most money intensive, the most expensive one. So what are some alternatives? So one of them is a video maker called Dance. But if you see, it's actually made by ByteDance. Okay. And what did ByteDance make? They're the creators of TikTok. So this is made by the creators of TikTok. And this is actually a pretty fairly new platform, and it is much less expensive. So for example, if it, I don't want to bore you with the numbers, but if it takes you, let's say 75 cents to generate that little clip, 8-second clip, and you need 7 or 8 of those to generate a full 1 minute video, you're paying about $6 per video. Let's just say VO is about $6 per 1 minute of video. Okay. Dance could be $1 per 1 minute of video. Now I'll make a future tutorial about Dance and like step-by-step kind of breakdown, but you could just play around with it. It's c.bytedance.com/cdance, and then you could see apparently it's not any worse quality wise than VO3, but it's 6 times cheaper. Okay, so Dance is one alternative that I know of. You can see how it performs. And then the other one is this one called WAN. Now they came out with WAN 2.2. So they also have this kind of capability to make these high quality videos. Okay, so Dance or WAN. And of course, a massive shout out to Kling AI. Kling AI has been the leader in the space for a long time. Before VO3, before Dance, before WAN or any other tools, Kling was the go-to. So it's definitely, Kling is cheaper than VO3, but it's still not as cheap most likely as Dance. Okay, so there's a lot of alternatives out there. If you want like top quality vlog style content, this is still probably the best, because that's what all these vlogs that you see out there for Yetis, for Stormtroopers, for history, kind of that's made with Veo 3. And then a lot of videos are also made with Cdance. I'm not sure how good it is for vlog style specifically, if it still beats Veo 3. WAN is the other alternative. And then if you want the kind of name that's been consistent for years and evolving and popular in the market, then Kling AI is something to consider as well. So for the longest time, Kling was used to take images. So before this, before kind of entering your prompt and creating a video, you used to go to Midjourney, create an image, and then put that into something like Kling, okay, and generate. And they actually give you free credits. So I'm on a free plan right now. They give you free credits every month, so you could mess around with Kling. I'll also probably make a video about that. And here you can see their kind of creator library, like what people have created with Kling. So you could definitely do the more cartoony style videos, right? Of these like kind of animated characters. That's so awesome. Frozen. Orange cat looks like my cat. For example, animals cooking. So there's Kling and other tools as well for that. So you can check that out. But if you want the kind of the standard vlog style videos, then VO3 is the way to go. It's still one of the top. Thanks and talk soon. Bye bye.